Ah, the Conqueror of Copper Bell returns. Thanks to you, our mining operations can resume, and Ul'dah will have the materials she needs to rebuild. The entire nation's in your debt, friend. I'll share the good tidings with Papa Shan the next time I see him. As for you, you'll want to report to Momodi. It'll do the woman well to see you alive and in one piece. No! Shut your mouth, you thieving little swine. You stole from me. Don't even think to deny it. But please, sir, I didn't steal nothing. I bought this, paid for it with my own coin. What rot. You refugees are all the same. Couldn't afford maggoty mold meal, much less a choice cut of dodo. I'm going to say it one more time. Give back what you stole, or I'll make you wish you'd never set foot in this town. By rights, I should turn you over to the Brass Blades, you know. Help keep the streets safe for law-abiding citizens. But I'm a reasonable man. If you agree to serve me in whatever capacity I require, the authorities needn't hear of your crime. But I ain't done nothing wrong. 12 with me witness. Please, adventurer, help me. I beg of you. I swear on me mother's grave I didn't steal nothing. I bought this with the coin I'd saved. I only wanted to treat me children to a decent meal. And who the hells are you when you're at home? The dog's master? I've had enough of this Marmor's farce. You lot, teach them a lesson. Feels like the longest load ever. I love that little MIDI sound file at the beginning. Not bad for an adventurer. Oh, you ain't seen nothing yet. I should have stopped at the 7th ale. Stop bloody gopping at me and give me a hand, will you? Bugger, bugger, bugger! Well, that mage didn't last very long, did he? I ain't getting paid enough for this. Hey, where the hells do you think you're going? Thank you, kind adventurer. Thank you thrice over. I'd swear there were more refugees than when I last looked. And you wouldn't be mistaken. But it's been 5 years since the calamity. Why are they only coming here now? It's simple, really. While a number of hamlets survived the immediate aftermath of the calamity, many were no longer able to support their communities. The residents found their lands had either been rendered barren or cut off from trade routes, and problems like those aren't easily solved. Though they tried to make the best of it, it was only a matter of time before they were forced to abandon their homes and seek a new life in the city. I see. But the calamity affected the whole realm, didn't it? Is the same happening in the other cities? If the talk is true, yes. Though perhaps our situation is more pronounced. Ul'dah has a reputation for being prosperous, so it's natural that the refugees would try their luck here first. My heart goes out to them, it truly does, but I would be lying if I said that I wasn't apprehensive. I hope their presence doesn't foment... I might have to look that one up later. Doesn't foment lawlessness in the city. Well, if things do take a turn for the worst, we always have the immortal flames. I dare say the brass blades would welcome their help. The heroes who fought the Garlean Empire? Patrolling the streets for riprap? It may well come to that. Impoverished and desperate as they are, you may be sure that some of the refugees will turn to crime. You know what this place is like. If you've no coin, you've no hope. What will become of our city? Not all refugees are bad, mind you. Some are able to find employment and lead honest lives. Dodo tenderloins, get your dodo tenderloins. Guaranteed cheapest in Thanland. Thank you for your custom, madam. Please come again. Looking around, you'd think that Ul'dah was well on its way to recovery. But peer through the veil of prosperity and you'll see no end to the misery and suffering. So she did buy the dodo. Madam, are you alright? But what now? You mean to threaten a defenseless citizen? What? You saw her buy that meat, you say? That's absurd. Aye, as did I. Leave the poor woman alone, you damn vulture. Who said that? I will overlook this, but just this once. Gods bless you, adventurer. If you hadn't come along when you did, who knows what that monster might have done. I don't bear thinking about it. All's well that ends well. We meet again. Pray do not mind my intent, for it is always honorable. But I have been watching you ever since you departed Ul'dah. You played the part of envoy to perfection, competent as a woman on a diplomatic mission should be, yet unfailingly courteous to your betters. And, when your travels led you into the midst of danger, you faced it without so much as a flinch. You, my lady, are quite a marvel, and I confess to being quite taken with you. No, Thancred, we're not dating. No. But my lavish praise continues. Most of all, I was struck by your readiness to aid those in need, even when words were all the reward you could expect to receive. Such selflessness is a rare thing in this day and age. All of which leads me to conclude that you are indeed the one whom I have been looking for. An adventurer possessed of a very rare set of qualities. To be sure, your rescue of that damsel in distress was more of a happy accident. But rescue her you did, and that is what matters in the end. I feel I should mention at this point that I also bear a burning interest in a certain talent of yours. I speak of your visions. You have been experiencing visions, have you not? Well, it just so happens that I know a woman who shares your talent, and can help you understand it. She and I belong to the same organization, and we should be delighted beyond words if you would agree to join our cause. Naturally, there are benefits to being part of such a collective. For one, we should be glad to assist you in realizing your potential as an adventurer. You need not give your answer now, think upon it, and if you feel moved to help us, as I pray you shall, speak with Momodi, the ever lovely and youthful mistress of the quicksand. Tell her the Scions of the Seventh Dawn have found their woman, and she will tell you where to find us. Scenes like that are becoming ever more common, I'm afraid. Don't worry though, if you work hard, you'll probably be alright. Saying that, if you ever find yourself in a spot of a bother, come and see me, just don't go pestering me every time you graze your knee, eh? This isn't exactly what she says when you first meet her at level 1, but this is like very close to it, in case you forgot. Of course, I do enjoy hearing tell of a gentleman's woes with them women folk from time to time. Ah, Sophie, sorry to keep you waiting. I was just providing guidance to a fresh off-the-carriage adventurer. But gods, it's good to see you safe and well. To look at you, no one would ever guess you'd been hard at it with giants in the dark. I never doubted for a moment that you'd succeed, of course, and neither did Papa Sean, which ain't to say he won't be overjoyed. Oh, before I forget, there's a lass here who wants a word with you. Didn't actually know your name, but hearing her description, I knew who she meant right away. Thank you for sparing the time. I realize you don't know me, but I've been longing to speak with you for a while now. My name is Edda. I'm an adventurer like you, though I'm not very good at being one, if truth be told. Anyway, I was adventuring with my friends in Gridania I'm sorry. We were in Gridania when the leader of our party was killed. His name was Zaveri, and he and I were to be wed in the spring. You may not remember him, but to say that he remembered you would be an understatement. He would sing your praises from dawn to dusk. He saw you for what you are, you see, an adventurer's adventurer, and swore that he would be like you one day. I believed that he would have succeeded had a fiend not robbed him of the chance. Since that day, I have thought long and hard about giving up adventuring. But when I think of the woman you are, of all that you achieved, I find that I am inspired, just as Aubrey once was. And so I've decided to start again as an adventurer. I will go back to the village of my birth and begin my training anew. But I wanted to meet you first, to ask you your name. Sophie Hiscaris. I shan't forget. Thank you, Sophie Hiscaris. I pray that we will meet again. Fare you well. Oh, we're gonna meet again. Don't worry. Adventuring can be a cruel, bleeding business. Time was, I didn't know why anyone would bother. When they first asked me to take charge of the guild here, I didn't want aught to do with you lot. Thought it'd be a right pain in the arse looking after you all. But against my better judgment, I decided to accept the post, and I'm full glad I did. I feel privileged to be a part of your lives. And that goes double for yours, Sophie. I read that line so weird, I don't know why, I'm sorry. Eh? What did you say? You want to know about the Scions of the Seventh Dawn? They're beginning to move in earnest then. Listen, Sophie, the Scions ain't no ordinary folk, and the work they do ain't no ordinary work. I know full well how capable you are, but even you would think twice about attempting some of the stuff they do. Knowing that, if you're still certain you want to get involved, I'll tell you what I can. So, you want to know more than you do? Well, ain't that a surprise. I swear if I painted certain death on one door and limitless wealth on another, 9 out of 10 adventurers would go through the first, and the other bloke wouldn't be able to choose on account of being old on. Anyway, don't say I didn't warn you. First of all, if you're wondering whether you can trust these Scions of the Seventh Dawn, you can. They're good people who have made it their mission to solve some of the Eorzea's most pressing problems. Of course, that ain't no small task, and so they are always looking for dependable individuals to join them. Individuals like you, Soapy. Now, I've been given leave to tell you where to find the Scions, but you must promise to keep this information to yourself. As you can probably imagine, it's something Eorzea's enemies would very much like to know. The Scions are headquartered in Vesper Bay out in western Thanland. The place you're looking for is called the Wakened Sands. Give your name to whoever's at the entrance and you'll be let in. You're a woman in demand, Soapy, and the days ahead promise to be busy. But I hope you won't forget your old friend Momodi. Drop in and tell me how you're faring from time to time, you hear? Right, well, I've said my piece. Off you go. This is the one thing that kills me, is like, I can't... People just smother... Like, look at these people just run up. They gotta get up as close as you possibly can. Like, right up on top of her. Smother her. I hate that. It's something that bothers me normally, but then it bothers me more so when I realize, like, I'm recording and I'm like, I don't want you guys to see all those people just jammed in like that, but oh well, whatever. Do be careful with those. Break anything and I shall be forced to deduct it from your salary. Beg pardon? What is my loyal manservant carrying? Why, a not so small fortune in prizes, ably won by yours truly in the Gold Saucer. You have heard of the Gold Saucer? Nay. Ye gads, woman. You might at least try to keep up with the times. It's not only the Sultanate's newest and finest place of entertainment. Thrill to the sight of majestic birds roaring down the straits at the Chocobo races. Pit your wits against your peers at the Triple Triad tables. At the Gold Saucer, one can do all this and more, and if you know what you're about, you'll walk out a wealthier woman than you entered. If there's a better place to shake off one's cares after a grueling day of promenading, I've never heard of it. Did I mention the prizes? Ah, but I dare say you'd rather discover them for yourself. Yes, I'll wager you're considering just how in Thrall's good name you can experience the wonders of the Gold Saucer firsthand. Am I right, or am I right? Ha, I thought as much. Well, since this has been my lucky day, I don't see why it shouldn't be yours too. I just so happen to have a spare golden airship ticket, you see. Consider it a gift from me to you, milady. Just show that ticket to the fine lady over at the landing, and you'll have a seat to the next airship bound for revelry and riches. Be fairly warned, though. You may expect no mercy from me should our paths cross at the Triple Triad tables. Nay, not so much as an ounce. Haha. The Golden Saucer. In case you're wondering, it's just basically a big casino and similar to Final Fantasy VII. But it's cool. Got little mini games and stuff, and it does have some interesting prizes. So let's go check it out. The Mandeville Gold Saucer now accessible. The attendant at the airship. Oh. Welcome, honored guests, to the Mandeville Gold Saucer, where your wildest dreams are ever but a card or a chocobo's beak away from coming true. If this is your first visit, nothing would please us more than to give you a full tour of the establishment that you might enjoy its wonders to the fullest. At the conclusion of the tour, it is our custom to offer our esteemed patrons a complimentary gift straight from the vaults of our illustrious proprietor himself. Consider it Lord Mandeville's way of personally thanking you for your patronage. Should you wish to take the tour, pray proceed to the main counter over there and speak with the receptionist. On behalf of the management, may I take this opportunity to thank you for choosing the Gold Saucer. Rest assured, my colleagues and I will spare no effort in seeing that your visit is a pleasant and profitable one. May fortune smile upon you. So the one thing is, I forgot that the cutscene is based on what time of day it is. I should have totally come to the Golden Saucer when it was night, because the airship thing, when you fly in, like, you can see all the lights and stuff on the saucer. It looks much cooler. Welcome, traveler, to the Golden Saucer. This is the main counter where you can purchase tickets for the mini cactpot, acquire and redeem Mandeville Gold Saucer points, and much, much more. But what in the world are Mandeville Gold Saucer points, I hear you cry? A most astute question, and one which I shall be only too happy to answer. But first, if I may direct your gaze to the left. Beyond those majestic gates, you will find Chocobo Square, home to the Chocobo Racing circuit. Aye, what Chocobo owner has not dreamed of pitting their fleetest bird against the realm's finest in the pulse-quickening dash for fame and fortune? Truly, it is the sport of sultans. And, should you desire a more elaborate contest of strategy, you will surely find it in Minion Square at the Lord of Vermilion tables, where would-be generals pit armies of minions against one another in battle for honor and glory. Now, where were we? Ah, yes, Mandeville Gold Saucer points. Put simply, MGP, as we call it for short, is the currency by which dreams are bought and sold within these halls. But my associate here beside me can tell you more, including how to go about acquiring some MGP of your very own. Pray speak to him to continue your tour. Okay. Before I do that real quick. Is that just a minion standing around on its own? Maybe the other person hasn't phased in yet. So, you're here to experience the wonders of the Gold Saucer for the first time? How I envy you. Ah, but before you venture forth, you'll want to exchange a share of your gil for MGP, a service which it is my great honor to provide. With MGP in your coin purse, you'll be able to enjoy all of the fabulous attractions we have to offer, and all of the wonderful games. If you play them with skill, you'll find your little stack of points increasing 10, 20, or even 100-fold. Now that you know the fundamentals, you're ready to step out into the floor of the Golden Saucer. Your tour will continue at the Card Square to the southwest. The card trader there will be your guide. I would, of course, be happy to exchange some of your gil for MGP before you venture on. While my associates and I strive to leave nothing unexplained, there truly is no substitute for first-hand experience, and I heartily recommend trying your hand at our many amusements for yourself. No, thank you though. Well, aren't you just the sweetest thing? Come to the Card Square, home of the Triple Triad tables. What's Triple Triad, you ask? Why, only the mind-bending, pulse-pounding, maddening Moorish card game that's taken the realm by storm. But don't take my word for it, behold. Can you not feel the tension in the air? Form a hand of 5 cards and play the role of a field general, sending your bravest into battle. Should you wish to learn the rules and experience the excitement for yourself, you need only ask. Start today, and we'll even throw in some complimentary cards to help you on your way. You can face off against a single opponent at any time, or if you crave an even greater test of your skills, take part in one of our regular tourneys. And believe me when I tell you, there's no feeling quite like standing triumphant on the battlefield after vanquishing all comers. You really should try it. A minute to learn, a lifetime to master. That's Triple Triad. Ah, but I'm getting carried away. You have a tour to finish. Wonder Square is your next destination. Not that there's any hurry, of course. If you'd like to play a hand or two before you go, you need but say the word. So, there are people, and I know some of them, who are vigorously dedicated to Triple Triad. Triple Triad is taking Eorzea by storm. Care to try your hand at this entrancing new card game? And so another challenger is born. Welcome to the world of Triple Triad, where you'll pit your cards against an opponent in a tense battle of skill, strategy, and the odd dose of luck. Here at the Mandeville Golden Saucer, I am pleased to present all new players with the cards they need to get started. To play a match, however, first you'll need to build a deck composed of 5 cards from your registered card list. Oh, and I suggest speaking with a nearby Triple Triad trader should you wish to expand your card collection. You are now able to challenge opponents to Triple Triad matches. New cards can be obtained from a number of sources, including the Triple Triad Trader, victory spoils from winning matches, and prizes from the Triple Triad Tournament. Play against the Triple Triad Master to learn the basic rules of the game. Before you can begin, however, there are several steps that must be completed. First, you must use the cards in your inventory to register them to your card list. Your card list can be viewed via the Golden Saucer options found under Character in the main menu. Next, access your card decks, also located with the Golden Saucer options, and build a deck by selecting 5 cards from those you have registered. Speak with the Triple Triad Master once your deck is ready, and she will engage you in a tutorial match. So, I have to do this because one of the ways you get cards is dungeons. The bosses of dungeons will usually have a card that drops sometimes, not often, and so you want to have that. Ready for a match, are you? Wonderful. I'm afraid I must deduct a number of MGP has Triple Triad regulations, but rest assured that victory shall win you back those points and more. Now, it is my distinct pleasure to introduce you to the game that is sweeping the realm. You will now be invited to a Triple Triad match. Select challenge to begin the game. Triple Triad is played by placing cards on a 3x3 grid. The player to act first is decided at random. A variety of rules exist that change how the game is played, but let's start you off with the easy one. I'll go first this time to show you how it's done. I'll also extend the turn limit so you have plenty of time to think. Okay, so now it's your turn. Place a card in one of the empty squares. Yeah, my card changed color. This means that you have captured the card. During your turn, even if you play a card with a smaller number, it will not result in that card being captured. A terrible placement. Yay. Oh, well done. Now that you have an understanding of the rules, it's time for you to go forth and seek out the many Triple Triad players found here in the Golden Saucer and the world beyond. The game has gained an avid following, and you're sure to find willing participants in various locales across the Eorzea. Alright, so anyway, Triple Triad, there are some people that were, I don't know if they are anymore, to be honest. The game is kind of old now. But when this first came out, man, there were some people that were like all over that thing. And tournaments every week that actually had players in it. I don't think all that stuff happens anymore. And unless a new expansion or patch comes out which adds something to it, and then people will play it again. But I think for the most part, it's been a few years now, I think it's died down. You look lost, honey. Why don't I show you around? It'll be nice to talk to a woman for a change. Feast your eyes on Wonder Square, from gripping games and awe-inspiring attractions to the finest in fine dining and the freshest of refreshments. There's no end to the wondrous house within these halls. And let's not forget the most wondrous of them all, El Colosso, as we lovingly call our mammoth cactuar mascot, is the star of some of our most popular events. Suffice to say, you won't want to miss them. Now, I know what you're thinking. With everything going on at the Golden Saucer, how can I ever hope to keep up? But you needn't worry, my fellow gatekeepers and I will always be on hand to see that you don't miss a thing. For the continuation of your tour, I've been instructed to direct you into the waiting arms of my colleague Valletta at the Cactbot board. She's one of our most popular girls, and once you meet her, I'm sure you'll understand why. Well, ta-ta for now. Ah, there you are, my darling. I've been waiting for you. I'm Valletta, and I'd like to personally welcome you to Event Square. The most spacious of all the areas of the Golden Saucer, Event Square is a veritable cornucopia of pleasure and delight. Doubtless, the sizable stage in the middle of the square has caught your eye. That is the scene of some of our most sensational attractions, so don't be shy about taking center stage. And after the curtain has fallen, why not try changing your life forever? At the Jumbo Cactbot, all you need is a handful of MGP and a head full of dreams. Just choose 4 numbers and cast your hopes to the heavens. You never know just when Namiya will smile down upon you. Now, as much as I've enjoyed getting to know you, I'm afraid it's time for us to part. The next and final leg of your tour takes you to Bound Square. Don't think too hard about the name, my darling. Even I'm not sure it's supposed to make sense. Are you the first-time visitor I was told to expect? 1,000 welcomes to the Gold Saucer, and 1,000 welcomes to Round Square. How can a square be round, you ask? I'm not sure I understand the question. Moving on to more important matters, is the lofty peak not a sight to behold? That is Mount Coral, the main attraction here at Round Square. One of our most thrilling events pits our customers against each other in a challenge to see who can most swiftly scale its heights. I tell you, the view from the summit is a sight to behold. And that concludes your tour of the Gold Saucer. While I'm sure you're eager to start enjoying yourself, pray do not forget to return to the main counter and claim your complimentary gift. Welcome back, honored guest. I trust that you've come away with the tour with a greater appreciation of all the Gold Saucer has to offer. As a token of our appreciation for our patronage, it is my great pleasure to offer you a complimentary gift from the personal vaults of our esteemed proprietor. Well, knock me down with a Chocobo's tail feather. Is that a new customer I see? Haha, I could hardly have picked a better time to drop in for impromptu inspection. Master Roland, yes, this lady here has but this moment completed her introductory tour. Is that so? Well then allow me to personally welcome you to the Gold Saucer. I am Roland, good madam, the fellow entrusted with overseeing the daily affairs of this fine establishment on behalf of our esteemed proprietor, a great man, if there ever was one. You are an adventurer, yes? Aye, your dress and bearing told me as much. I dare say then that on your travels you have seen firsthand the difficulties which yet plague our nation. Witnessed the struggles of Alamigo's displaced masses, and those whose homes were consumed in the fires of the calamity. The Sultanate is not unsympathetic to their plight, of course, yet how can one begin to provide succor to such countless multitudes? One man had an answer. Godbert Mandeville had a dream of a house of untold wonders that would provide stable employment and lodgings to the displaced, mirth and merriment to the disconsolate, and propriety and plenty to the Sultanate at large. To many of our patrons, the Golden Saucer is merely Eorzea's foremost entertainment venue, a place to forget about the cares of the day. To me, it is one of the founding stones upon which our realm will be rebuilt, a miracle wrought by the hand of the greatest man I have ever known. Something tells me you understand that which I have told you, that you, perchance, share a similar dream. but I shall keep you no longer. The gold saucer and all its wonders await you, friend. Pray, enjoy them to your heart's content. Till we meet again, may the spinner's pull be ever kind. And in case you're wondering, yes, he is wearing the outfit from Seltzer, is that his name? From Final Fantasy VI. And the gambler guy. And you can actually get that outfit by going to the prize claim over here. And actually, I'll show you some of the prizes. There's weapons, which are really more or less for... This is all pretty much cosmetic stuff. And then you can get the jacket and the whole outfit. And then you can also get the little bunny outfit that the girls are all wearing, and guys and girls can both wear it. And then there's also emotes and dances and little minions and stuff. So there's a lot of cool stuff you can get. And that's part of the thing too, is that when the game, or when this first came out, you know, it was like between games. It was like, or between expansions. And now everybody's got pretty much most of the stuff. They are always adding new stuff to it, but once you've gotten most of it, like, you don't have to work very hard to get the new things. You just do a couple of fashion reports and you've got them.